When I started the last week of the Artist Way, I was actually unpacking from my move, and it was so overwhelming that I decided that I would just push off the last week by half a week and just continue it once I was more settled in the new place. I wanted the last week of doing this book to be very meaningful and for me to actually process what's going on so that I feel more complete by the end of it. It felt very nice being in this new environment that's very bright and very welcoming, but also have familiarity with all of my furniture in it. And I think journaling in this space just makes me feel very bright and positive and happy, which I am very excited to journal here more often. This one space is very good to clear your mind in. I'm taking a break from all the moving chaos and I'm gonna do some packing chaos instead. I did a really big sale on my Patreon secret shop. I'm also gonna pack these as well soon. These are the September rewards. They turned out so freaking adorable. I really love the colors that I used on these. It's very experimental for me, I guess. I feel like my color palette is always very straightforward. There's a lot of pinks, there's a lot of reds, there's a lot of teal colors, but in this one I tried to use some lime green, some hot pink, and also this really light blue, which is very popular these days. And I also have these stickers for this month as well, and they turned out very cute. Anyways, I should get packing. Oops. These are so heavy. My Patreon stickers have grown significantly the past few months. I've grown quite a collection of them. These are mainly from my 2022 and 2023 collection. So yeah. Also, I would like to shout out my patrons for supporting my secret shop sale. I decided to have a sale because I do want to lighten up on inventory. I think one of the things that I was thinking a lot about during the Artist Way was also my priorities in my job and what I wanted to do. And I think I'm not gonna say for sure that this is what's gonna happen, but I really do want to lighten up all of the load of the work and the stuff that I have produced in the past. And I'm also gonna do a big sale at the end of the year, so keep an eye out if you want a sale on my merch. But yeah, I want to lighten up a lot of the load and figure out what kind of merch I would like to make going forward. I'm not sure what it looks like yet, but I do want to focus way more on limited drops. I feel like that's where my interests lie right now with my store, and I'm not one that really enjoys having a lot of inventory left over. I think it's nice to have a few, but I feel like I've accumulated way too much inventory and it's making me uncomfortable. And so, yeah. I think something that's very interesting that I'm realizing today as I'm packing all of these Patreon postcard orders, there was a period of time where I didn't like a lot of the Patreon postcard and rewards that I was designing. But now that I feel a lot more positive about my work again, and I'm looking back at all of these designs, even the ones that I absolutely did not like, I'm kind of starting to like them again. Like they're not as bad as I made them out to be in my head when I, wasn't happy with anything that I did. So I think that's kind of cool. It's cool to see that my mind can change about stuff like that. I'm actually enjoying just like looking back at all of these different designs that I've done in the past and appreciating them and loving them. Yeah. Every time I'm stressed, especially when it was unpacking my house time with my housemate, I would just randomly say, yeah, and it would make me feel better. It's like a little sound effect. Yeah. Every birthday, it feels so nice to wake up and choose a special little outfit to wear. I chose to keep it simple with a little white tank and a houndstooth overalls dress. Lastly, I love putting on some Ana Luisa pieces because when an outfit feels flat, adding a little metallic or sparkly necklace, it'll be a special touch for my outfit. So it's actually my birthday month, but I'm gonna be in Italy on my birthday, so I thought I would do a little celebration while I'm here. It's also Ana Luisa's birthday month, and they're turning 5, so we can celebrate together. With Ana Luisa's timeless jewelry, you can dress it up with a fancy little black dress or dress it down for a more casual birthday. There are so many different styles and moods you can go for, like more simple, sophisticated hoops, to more of a colorful statement piece, or to a dainty, delicate one. These jewelry pieces are made to last, they never tarnish, and are water resistant. I've had my pieces for more than a year and I wear it every single day, whether I'm showering, sweating from exercising, or traveling. Sometimes I literally never take them off for weeks on end, and they look just as new as the first day that I got them. They're also hypoallergenic and come with a 2-year warranty. If you'd like to get something special for yourself or for a friend because they make for great gifts, you can use my code AppleCheeks20 or click my link for 20% off. Thank you, Ana Luisa, for sponsoring this video. I really like one of the assignments for this week, which is to repot any pinched plants. I don't think I'm gonna repot any, but I've been meaning to do pest control. I've noticed that there are some mites on some of my plants and they have been yellowing very fast. And so this is like perfect. Like, it's very healing and it's also an assignment. But also I need to find my spray bottle before I can do that. And I've been misplacing a lot of things, and this house is very big, so let's go find it. Nope. 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 I literally have no idea where I put it. Sneaky. Hi.
I'm so tired.
I saw your leg day.
Oh my god, bro. That's it.
I'm gonna create a everything jar. So you're supposed to put all of your fears, your dreams, your hopes, your wants, like anything you want in here so that it just kind of like can physically exist in a space instead of just in your head. So it's pretty much essentially like the morning pages for like as you think of them. So instead of just like when you're writing morning pages, you can use it throughout the day when you're worrying about something or when you have a big idea or a big ambition that you want to pursue. But this would be perfect because I think I would feel more comfortable if it was going into like a small opening so that no one can take the sheets of paper out. I'm supposed to go back to my first task where I wrote down all of my resistance, my angers, and my fears and then put them into the jar to get it started. I'm gonna use these little post-its from Malin. They're so sweet. I also have some other ones. I have these by Megan and these by Radia. Honestly, I've been a little suspicious of this jar and like how well it works. Into the bottle it goes. But there were a few times during the day where I'll suddenly get a burst of anxiety or like a random idea of something that I want to pursue in my head. And so I've actually been using this jar and it feels really nice to just know that things have a place to live in. It's like for those moments where you don't want to pull out your journal and write it all out and make it a huge big thing, but you just want to get it out of your head. It's really good for those type of moments. I'm finally done cleaning this freaking apartment. I'm so glad to have one less thing to do now. Say goodbye to this apartment. Oh my god. Say bye.
This is perfect. We're dying.
We've also been missing community a lot, me and my housemate T, and it's really nice to actually finally have a space where we ourselves can plan these like little events and get-togethers with friends. So yeah, I'm very excited to do some more stuff in this house. Hello! It's been almost a week since I finished The Artist's Way, which is really bizarre. I couldn't have done it without my friend. I feel like knowing that she was also doing it at the same pace as me felt really nice. Like there was a accountability buddy that we can talk about like the prompts and the tasks and the reading together. So if you're planning on doing it, I really recommend grabbing a friend and doing it with them. The Artist's Way really did change a lot in my life. I feel like I was stewing on a lot of things that I felt like I knew would be good for me or things that I wanted to do, but I didn't take that initiative to do it until I started the Artist's Way book. Like there are parts that I really like and there are parts that I feel like stuff that I already did myself. A lot of the tasks that I did, I feel like it's that innate like curiosity that I already had, but maybe it was more so of like reminding you that this is something that you can do to kind of like bring out your inner child again. I think it's good to go into the book with the energy that you feel like you can bring into it. It makes it a lot easier to do versus like, I remember there was a chapter where you had to pick up like rocks, for example, or like leaves and collect them. And I think in my head, it overwhelmed me a bit because I thought that every single rock out of the 5 rocks had to be from different locations, they had to be completely different, and I made this rule for myself, which made the task feel so daunting. But once I realized that that was a rule that I made in my own head and I didn't have energy for that, I literally just walked outside, picked up 5 rocks from the front yard, even though if they're like the ones that you buy in a store, like pre-cut, that you like pour onto the lawn, like those kind of rocks, I think it was still fun to just like dig for specific shapes that I really enjoyed or just trying to find like really smooth ones. I think like breaking down the tasks make it so much more approachable. Also, by the way, the morning pages I feel like were one of the best parts of the book. I feel like if every day was just like waking up and dumping all of your thoughts into a journal, it's hard to continuously think about it after you put it down. If you don't want to read the book, I definitely recommend just literally like doing morning pages, writing 3 pages a day of anything you want to write about, anything that pops into your head. That in itself probably made me feel so much better than before. So from this book, I decided that living alone in an apartment, especially the apartment that I was living in, was not doing me a favor, and because I had the ability to change that, I decided that I would. And one day I remember talking to my friend and I was saying like, I feel so lonely and I love living alone, but at the same time I feel like I completely let go of myself, and sometimes I just fall into this hole of sadness being alone, and it feels like my apartment is like a little shoebox. And I feel like I'm just trapped there all day, even though I know I'm not. I trap myself in there mentally. And I was telling my friend, like, I wonder if one of my previous housemates would want to move in with me. And my friend was like, why don't you just ask her? Like, literally, you don't know, like maybe she would want to live with you. And at the time, I didn't think that I would be brave enough to ask, just because I know I've asked previously like, oh, would you ever get like a housemate again? Would you ever like live again with someone? And I thought that she wouldn't want to. But one day, like after starting the Artist Way with her, I was just like, you wanna move in together? And then she actually said yes. So ever since that point, I think it was kind of like a spiral going upwards. So soon after that, our lease was ending anyway, so we notified our apartments. So we committed to leaving our apartments, and then we started house hunting. It was very chaotic, and there's this part in the book that is just like, if you put yourself in the right place and you actually put yourself out there, because you're essentially like opening up a door for yourself to get what you ultimately want. And it kind of did feel like that, because I'll talk more in our moving video, which is coming soon. I just wanted to post this one before I posted the moving video, so subscribe if you want to keep watching. But yeah, essentially like we were having such a hard time finding a house, and we were like almost giving up. We were so frustrated. And then right at the end, we had this miraculous like house just kind of fall into our lap, and I had such a good feeling about it, and we got it. And then soon after, literally like a week later, we packed up our entire apartments and moved out here. And it's just been great. Like it feels like even though my housemate keeps saying that it's Mercury retrograde right now and it's really bad for moving and traveling, we've had our fair share of like troubles with the house, but then things are starting to work out again. It's just crazy that like through the book we realized how good of housemates we could be, and like how similar we are, and the fact that we also did the Artist Way together. I think it was a really nice big move. And I also really love interior decorating, so I feel like it would be great to have more space and more opportunity to explore that creative side of me as well. I think alongside like making art, I have a lot of passions that I've put on hold, but now I can like slowly work on them, and it feels really good. Another thing is that I will be traveling a lot more. I've always wanted to travel kind of like digital nomad style, where I'm working while I'm traveling. I definitely don't think I'm capable of jumping around in a million different places while I'm working, but I do want to work a little bit like long term in a place. So I'm actually going to Taiwan. Now it's gonna be twice before the end of this year, which is wild. And each time I'm going to Taiwan, it'll be 3 to 4 weeks each. So I think that'll be really interesting. I'm also going to Italy, and I think it'll just be fun to like explore what I can do with the content that I post on YouTube, and in general see how traveling will inspire my art, if it will, if it won't, or maybe inspire me in my decorating or whatnot. I also have been exploring a lot of creative passions that I've been curious about for a while. Recently, I've definitely been very much into looking at fashion and like decorating your body in a way, like accessorizing and stuff like that. I'm definitely not a fashion designer, but I would love to explore it more. When I get an idea, instead of just like brushing it off and thinking that it's a waste of time, I have been just like buying the materials and just doing it. And I think the key for that is literally like, if I wait too long, I know I'm never going to do it. But if I have an idea and I'm super excited about it, that is like literally the prime time to get the materials and make it, because a lot of art is fueled by that passion, and most of the times when I wait too long, it just like dissipates from my brain and then I lose interest. I do feel a lot lighter. I don't think I felt that like dread of waking up and not knowing what to do anymore. I still don't think, like, I think from the book I was trying to figure out what my life purpose was, which is a very heavy and big subject. But I think at the end of the book, it was more about focusing on like the everyday and like the little things and just making things because I want to, and just being creative in whatever I do. And I think that in itself is a good enough life purpose that doesn't have to be super big and super grand. At the end of chapter 12, it does tell you to list out your fears for after the book ends. And my initial fear that I jumped to immediately was that what if I get too busy for morning pages and to remember to do all these fun things for myself and go to artist dates and like do all of the things that the book taught me, and I just revert back to before. It just makes me want to commit more to doing my morning pages every day, or at least trying to get in a page when I can. We'll see what happens now. I'm so excited for everything to happen. There's so much that has happened within the past month that I cannot wait to show you. Like, as tired as I am from the past month of doing all the things that I've been doing, I'm more energized than ever. Thank you for everyone that followed along for my weeks 1 through 12 of The Artist's Way. I'll link the book below if anyone wants to try it, but I'm exhausted, but I'm so happy.